We're back, and we're continuing our conversation with representatives from the NAACP here in Norristown. Lana Shells is joining us, the president of the Norristown branch, and Benita Hadrick, who is the co-chair of the Education Committee. And in this segment, we do want to focus a little bit on the work of the Education Committee. Tell me a little bit about what the Education Committee of NAACP is doing here in Norristown.
We're doing a lot. I'm really happy to say we're doing a lot, and I must also acknowledge, as you said, co-chair, Paul Ginyard is also a co-chair, and we have a really, we have an older group that's also supporting us on that education committee, so I have to give kudos to them also.
Great.
One thing that we're really happy to say, this past summer we had an SAT prep program, and we've met a lot of success with that. We're getting back scores and some data regarding how well the students did on the test, so we're happy about that. Also, we started a Future Leaders program where we recognize our top African American students in all 3 of the middle schools, and we recognize them at our Freedom Banquet. And one other thing that I want to mention that we've done is we started a scholarship. And that's given to the most improved students. So we're really happy about that.
Very good, very good. The SAT prep involved tutoring, I think, but also kind of some mentoring, like connecting children, high school students, with adults.
Yes, thank you for bringing that out, because we had mentors through Merck, very, very instrumental in making this program work. We'll be doing it again this summer, and they really enjoyed it. The students enjoyed it, and they extended themselves. Like, we were there from maybe 8:30 until 11:30, but they really didn't leave until after 12 because if students needed individual attention, they were there.
The academics are so important. Knowing that professionals had to go through this, and so I can see myself there, is important. But also, you know, mom and dad tell you to study. But sometimes when somebody else is connected and invested in your success, it makes a big difference.
It does, and Karen, we're so proud of the students here in Norristown because it's in the summer, school was just out. I think we started maybe that first week in July. And a lot of the students had to walk to the PAL Center. That's what it was, where it was held, so it was also in collaboration with the PAL Center. But they showed up. The attendance was great. They made a commitment, and it was very easy for the adults to be committed to the program.
That's wonderful. That's great work, and as a community member, I appreciate it very much. Now, I wanted to learn more about this Read It program. I know you're working with the Norristown Area School District. Tell me more about that.
Yes, this is in collaboration with the Norristown Reading Department, and we were really able to do this because Dr. Samuels really extends herself to community engagement. And we all realize it's going to take more than just parents, more than just the schools and the teachers to help students reach success. So it was like really great to get the community involved in it. So Read It is a program where we just went out into the community, picked all kinds of folks who wanted to just help promote reading. And it was very easy, because everyone that we asked was willing to participate, because a lot of people read.
That's great. So all the students in the school are being challenged to read more, kind of check off how many books they're reading.
Yes.
And then NAACP is really promoting this concept of reading, and I think kind of a lifelong appreciation of reading as well, so that you have a lot of photos with children, but also with some adults and some of the leaders in our community, and some of, as you said, everyday folk in our community are stressing the importance of reading.
Exactly, and that's exactly what we did. I can share some of the
Tell me a little bit about who's supporting this work.
Okay. One person who has just given us absolutely wonderful publicity is our own Times Herald editor, Mr. Stan Husky.
Nice.
We have our newly elected judge, Judge Garrett Page. We have our municipality police department. We have our district attorney, Ms. Risa Furman.
Wow.
We have, the kids will love this, Mr. Larry Brown from East Norriton Township Director, as well as we see some students who were reading, I think they're from the PAL Center, and it looks like they're playing basketball.
That's great.
We have OIC, our president, and some of our students in there reading. It just shows
That's great.
people just reading. Shout out to all of our pizzerias here in Norristown, where we have Via Bonita featured. So we have a lot of people reading.
So we have businesses. I see representative from a food cupboard, a healthcare professional, people interested in the media, and a lot of students as well.
Right, our new regional center, one of the directors there.
The health center,
The
very
health
nice.
center, yes.
Right, reading is so very important. You know, we were talking about education and the
Yes.
key to success, or one of the major keys to success. And I know that we talk, you know, in the education circles about reading by third grade. But certainly, if you master by third grade, then you can just even get better and better. There's so many things throughout your life that reading will be important for.
I hope these prominent individuals let children know that you read all your life, not just
Right.
in school. I know before I left school, in my junior year, I read 16 books on my own. So reading is very important. It promotes language skills, comprehension,
Yes,
because that's something that has to be done down here.
Right.
Because if I don't understand what I read, then it's for naught.
right.
So,
Exactly, social
Yeah.
skills.
We
Social
have
skills, yes.
some municipal leaders that are reading, you know, documents that
Yes.
comprehension is really
Comprehension.
important for, because you want to make sure, you know, you're making the right decisions based on the information. But not only that, I think reading really kind of helps us explore the world. I might be able to understand something more about you because I read a story about a young African-American girl growing up in a circumstance different than mine. You might be able to understand more about me and some of the issues that I faced growing up just because we read stories, fiction, about each other's lives. That might make us more willing to talk with each other, or, you know, beyond just the scope of in our same town, learning more about the rest of the world.
it's also joy
Yes.
and escape.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
when you want to run away from your troubles of the day,
Yes.
pull out your favorite book and start reading. You
It
know,
can be very pleasurable.
very pleasurable place to be.
Yeah.
And that's why we basically just said, read it, so that people realize they can read anything. And we're saying, okay, you're nervous, you're getting ready for a basketball game, so pull out your favorite magazine or newspaper and relax
Yeah.
and just read. So we're just
Very
saying
nice.
that can be part of your daily life, just read.
Very nice. I appreciate that. Do you have any sense of how it's going in terms of reaching some of the benchmarks with children reading either books or magazines or whatever?
No, I have to be honest with you, I do not, have any data. We just started this
We'll
and we
have to
really
collect some.
unveiled this Read It program. I think it was like in December, because we had a big billboard out that also
Yes.
featured a family reading, a
Yes.
father with his 3 daughters.
Very nice.
So that was the way that we kicked it off, when we anticipate having other activities.
So when we see posters around town saying, read it, we know what that's about. We can encourage each other to read and certainly encourage children to read.
Right, and we're seeing them throughout our schools also. All the schools have received posters.
Great, that's great. You were telling me a little bit about the Education Committee actually having a youth group component to the Education Committee. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? And I'm sure they're good at encouraging other young people to read.
Oh, they were very instrumental. Also, everyone, like Lana said, we have a small group, but we have good workers. So the youth, as well as all the committees, were instrumental in trying to find people who we felt would be familiar faces and want to read. And yet, yes, our youth group is very active in doing all kinds of activities. I think they're getting ready now for another anti-violence rally. They
Oh,
did
very
one
nice.
last year and it was very successful.
Good.
And they've exposed their students to, what was it, that debate program in Connecticut? It was
Yes.
after the great debaters. They took a group
Good.
of students up there. So they've done a lot in a short period
Good.
of time.
Good. Well, this is very exciting, and I'll be eager to find out some of the results, and I'm going to be looking for these posters throughout our community.
We would
Thank
like
you
to
both.
thank you for the opportunity
Oh, well, thank
to
you.
let the community know something about the NAACP.
Tell me, just as we wrap up, where could people find more information?
Well, I guess the quickest and easiest way is to go onto the NAACP.org
The
website,
website, okay.
and click on local,
Okay.
and that will lead you to, well, your address will lead you to the proper
Norristown.
NAACP.
Okay, great. That's wonderful.
And for the Read It program, you can just go to the district website
Okay.
and click on their reading program, and there's a little
And there'll be some
icon
access.
For, yes, for NAACP.